Disney World today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, August 18th, 2006, and this is episode number 141 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from MGMstudios.org. Around the panel we go, starting with Mr. Suave himself, Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mr. Newell.
Hiya, buddies.
Drowning in a pool of his own blue font, it's Len Testa of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
What's up, Matt?
And our guest panelist today is Marty Wilson, concierge host at the Polynesian Resort. Welcome, Marty.
Aloha.
Great. I love that.
The focus today is going to be on the Polynesian Resort. And first, let's start off talking about what exactly the concierge level is for those listeners of ours that perhaps are still unfamiliar with it.
Sounds good. Well, the concierge level, there's two buildings at the Polynesian. One is the Hawaii and the other is the Tonga building. And you have this level of service where you go in and on the ground floor of the Hawaii building, you have separate key card access that gets you into the building. So that building is locked down 24 hours. So there's that exclusivity that's available there for our guests. And as they come in, they see a great view of the castle. It's pretty hard to look at that every day. And you get that great view, and you're really surprised. You're really ready to go. And we have a staff of 3 there that handle questions starting from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. who are able to book dining, purchase tickets, directions around the resort, how to get to the monorail, this and that. And then upstairs on the second floor, we have our lounge. And it's a open area that kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a second floor that raises all the way up to the third floor that's open, and you get these huge bay view windows, and it's a great area to watch the fireworks from. It's indoors, it's air conditioned. They pipe in the music from the Magic Kingdom, starting just a little bit about 5 till whenever fireworks are. And then we also have a head chef that comes in, both Chef Dick and Chef Kim, that come in during the week, and they serve dinner from 5 to 7. There's also concierge breakfast, which is kind of like a continental breakfast, cereal, juice, milk, the best cinnamon rolls, and they also have a Hawaiian breadfruit that's served. And there's also snacks, and then after dinner there's drinks and desserts that are available for our guests. And then it's just that level of service that you don't have to wait in line in the Great Ceremonial House. You can actually go downstairs, you sit on a couch, and you talk back and forth to the cast member, and you don't have a lot of people around you. So if you need to plan a birthday cake, or you're on a honeymoon and you want to do something special, it's kind of like that great kind of exclusivity for our guests that allows them to make those planning arrangements without other people there. And that also goes over to our Tonga building, where we have somebody on the second floor, and those are our suites, where we actually have the King Kamehameha suite, our Princess suite, and our Ambassador suites that are also over there. It's a smaller, almost like an apartment complex, where you get to build rooms off of the main room, depending on your group and size.
Now, Len, what do you find, what kind of reader feedback do you get to the Unofficial Guide about the concierge level at the Polynesian?
We don't get much on the concierge itself, but you guys, I think we talked about this before. The Polynesian service did not do well in the most recent Unofficial Guide resort surveys, and I think we talked about this before, Marty. I don't know if you heard the show, but about 2 months ago we finalized the reader surveys for the Unofficial Guide for the 07 edition, and one of the things that we found was a pretty big drop in reader satisfaction with the Polynesian, specifically in the areas of front desk, valet service, and housekeeping. No one actually. I think we did get 2 comments on. I'm looking at the results now. We did get 2 comments on the concierge, but both of them were positive. Having stayed concierge at the Polynesian, I don't see any issues with it. So.
Yeah, I know that they've been trying really hard to re-educate the staff and trying to we had lost our 4th diamond about 1 or 2 years ago, and the management and everyone's really trying to bring that level back up. In fact, we're redoing all of our rooms, and our last 2 buildings are going to be coming back or actually going down for refurbishment here in the next Tokilau. Building 9 is actually currently down. All 3 floors are currently down. And also Building 10, Tahiti, will be going down hopefully by the end of August. They were supposed to be pushing that for the end of July, but it had to get pushed back a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like the rehab. The rehab looks pretty good. It's a little dark.
Yeah, they were working with that. In fact, even in the bathroom, we heard a lot of complaints about the bathroom not being lit up enough. And so what they're doing with what they call go-backs, after they do a refurbishment, they go back and hit certain things that they couldn't do, especially like the headboards. Some of the headboards weren't properly installed, and so they had to go back and redo those. And so during that, they're actually adding an extra light in the bathroom overhead to kind of brighten that up. And in the concierge level, they're actually adding DVD players to the flat screens. So now there'll be a permanent DVD player installed inside the entertainment center, and you'll be able to go downstairs and rent DVDs from the concierge staff for no charge.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
And what buildings did you say were being refurbished now? It's
that was Building 9, Tokilau, and Building 10, Tahiti, will hopefully go down sometime after late August.
Okay, so like Tokelau is the one that's
right next to the quiet pool.
Right, so it's to the, if you're looking from the Great Ceremonial House, it's to the right of the quiet pool.
Well, that's Roatonga. If you have your map in front of you and our virtual map space here.
So it's like up and to the right of Roatonga, right?
Correct. Yeah, it runs parallel with
Samoa.
Samoa. Thank
Perpendicular,
you.
not parallel.
Yes, that too.
No, parallel. You're right, parallel. And then Tahiti's the building to the
right of that.
So almost the farthest building closest to the beach.
Correct. Yeah, there's
TTC.
still Tahiti and then Rapa Nui below that, and Rapa Nui just came off of its full refurbishment. In fact, last week or a week and a half ago. So we're only down to the last 2 buildings. So we're pretty excited to get all of our buildings back.
What's the deal with the food court?
Well, Captain Cook's has moved temporarily over to the, I want to call it the Tahitian Terrace, but it's not. It's the...
What are they doing? Are they doing like a counter service restaurant there, a more full service counter service? Or?
Well, right now, temporary, they are in that location that's next to the arcade. I can't believe I can't remember the name. This is
by the Neverland.
Seaford is rolling over in his grave.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Steve can feel a disturbance.
No!
Exactly.
Oh, he's going to come in. So it's right next door to the arcade, and they're temporarily serving from there, and they're actually trying this new menu out. They actually have 2 new chefs that are cooking now, and they have actually Tonga Toast has made its introduction over there, so you don't have to go
from
to
the
Cafe.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
the banana stuffed cinnamon.
Sourdough French toast. Yes, yeah. As Homer Simpson says it.
Exactly.
And then for lunch, they're doing what's called the adult grilled cheese sandwich. And they have 4 different types of cheeses. Yeah. I actually have the menu here. Oh, grown-up grilled cheese, multi-grain sunflower bread with cheddar, Swiss, and blue cheese, finished with the fries and a tomato.
With freeze?
I don't know how excited you can be over that. Yeah, Frisee.
Is that
if that's a cheese?
No, I think it's a lettuce. It's frizzy, I think.
Freezy?
Yeah.
Frisee?
You know, I thought it was either lettuce or some sort of bacon. Because I remember seeing this on the menu. It started popping up on the menu a couple of years ago in Walt Disney World, and I remember being on the phone with Deb Wills saying, "What the heck is that?" And this is before Google could do it, but it's a salad. It's a lettuce. I just Googled it. So that's interesting. So it's a 3-cheese grilled cheese sandwich with lettuce and tomato.
And it's Tongaroa Terrace. There's the name. Yay. Tongaroa Terrace.
It's okay. Over there. So like between the banquet facility and the arcade.
The arcade and the Neverland Club.
Yeah, cool.
And then even for dinner, they're doing. Cast is just going crazy over these flatbread pizzas that they're making over there now. They have a traditional, also a Hawaiian with ham and
traditional
pineapple.
Hawaiian pizza.
Just a regular traditional pizza. And they
So
also
the-
have a Hawaiian, tomato basil, a garden basil pesto, and even a barbecue shredded pork pizza.
Really?
So yeah,
Where are they cooking them at?
right there in the back, because that building there serves as our room service preparation. So they have all the extra.
Terraces?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Go figure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why it always smells so good when you come off the bus there.
Oh. Cool. Have you tried the pizzas yet?
No, I have not been so lucky. I unfortunately work nights, and I never get a chance to get over there during my break to have one of the pizzas yet. But from the other cast members, they're just like, I gotta
Concierge,
go
you can
back and
call
get
up and
another
say, you know,
"Get me a pizza
yeah, stat exactly.
right now. I've got a guest somewhere. They want a pizza."
I need an urgent pizza.
Exactly.
Urgent pizza on line 3. Oh, funny.
Go.
So how long have you been a concierge?
I've been in concierge for about 8 months now, and but I've been here at Walt Disney World for going over a year, and I actually have transferred from Disneyland out here so I can afford to buy a house.
Awesome.
And also the different management opportunities. It was a little bit harder to get into management at Disneyland, and so I thought we would take that chance and come out here and buy a house from the California ridiculous sky-high prices I'm sure
Yeah,
some of your
too.
listeners know about, and come out here and take that plunge and come out to wonderful, humid Florida weather all the time.
That's right. Yeah, it's and hurricanes too. Don't forget about those.
Yeah,
when
knock
you-
on
Yeah,
on
really.
wood.
Yeah, you guys have been lucky this year. It's and you're through.
Yes.
You're halfway through August, so all I got to do really is get through September, October, and you're set. Hey,
Yeah,
when
they're
you
talking. Go ahead.
No, go
Well,
ahead.
they're talking the last part of hurricanes are going to be from end of Labor Day through September. That's our biggest.
Or as
peak
we like to
time.
call it, the free dining period. But anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It's whatever you're saying. Your thing makes sense too.
Yeah.
So when they trained you for concierge, so you came over from where?
Come from the All Stars,
From the All-Star, which
and I worked front
probably
desk
doesn't
there.
have as robust a concierge service.
Yeah, at the All Stars they have a staff of 4 concierges at each hotels, and they're mainly selling tickets to our international guests who are showing up and staying at the All Stars. But at the Polynesian, the staff there is pretty much there to help print out tickets for the luau, and then also to sell tickets for people who don't have them. But really, that main effort there is to help get the tickets out for the luau dinner show.
So as a concierge, I mean, I know one of the things you can do is get dining reservations, and Disney obviously sets aside a certain number of tables for concierge guests. I would imagine, right? They reserve a couple.
Well, they allow us to have some that are available to us during the week, and then usually day of, those are already gone back to the restaurant if they need them.
Oh, really?
So it's hard to kind of say, well, I can try to get you in tonight, or there may be walk-up possibilities when it solely kind of depends on the restaurant if they're going to take walk-ups. But yeah, we can do restaurant reservations for our guests that are checking into the hotels. We have an extra set aside for both Ohana's and for Kona Cafe.
What about it like Epcot? Like I'm showing.
Unfortunately, no. The computer system that we use, they actually, once you sign in as your resort, it only allows you to have certain abilities to select extra availability for the restaurants that are in your home area. So if you're coming to me and saying you need reservations for Chefs de France, unfortunately, what I can see there is what is in the system.
Not
Now,
really. So, but is it
yeah.
just like calling Disney Dining at that time? Maybe you can see what Disney Dining
yeah,
can see.
yeah. I can see what Disney Dining can see, but they can't see the concierge stuff for my resort for just
so that's not bad.
Ohana's and
Well,
Kona's.
still, I
We
mean,
actually,
that's a 10 minutes. That's a 10-minute phone call that you would save by staying concierge.
exactly.
So what else besides dining reservations and you said Spirit of Aloha tickets? Besides that sort of stuff, what are some of the things that people might not know that concierge can do for you?
Well, we can pretty much help you guide you around the resort. Especially one of the big things we get for some reason at the Polynesian is that we get a big request for people trying to get a hold of rental cars and at a last minute's notice, especially to get out to the airport or to drive out to Tampa or to the beach or wherever. And so we actually we're we're in real close proximity to the car care center,
Right.
and so that helps us out a lot.
You can actually get the cars to the Polynesian?
Unfortunately, no. We're just really close, and so they come by a lot, picking up guests. But it's really weird. We get a lot of guests there that actually are looking for rental cars. It's one of those weird things. I would have never thought that concierge guests needing rental cars while they're staying at the Polynesian.
So would you
but it
help?
happens.
Would you help make the reservation, or you just put them in touch with the car?
Yeah,
care
we would
center?
help call over there and put them in touch with the car care center, and then they go about making the reservation. It's something that's kind of personal, so we let the guests make that reservation with the car care center.
Hey, Marty, we're running low on time. I know you quickly had some suggestions for our listeners for guests who are going to be staying at the Polynesian Resort in the future. Could you quickly go through those?
Well, absolutely. I think one of the things that we're seeing a lot lately is obviously the dining plan. If you don't have dining reservations made now, or even an idea, is definitely start calling Disney Dining and making those reservations for when you arrive. We're seeing a lot of guests who are checking in that it's just very hard to meet their requests because the reservations are already gone at 180 days out. So it's especially for people who are walking up to the Polynesian from another resort and wanting to eat at Ohana's. Unfortunately, that night, you probably may or may not get in, where it used to be to where you could walk up to any restaurant and sure it'd only be a 20-minute wait. So the popularity of the dining plan has really taken away a lot of those reservations. I think even in light of the events that have happened the past couple of days, and the past week, definitely is. I think one of the wise things to remember is to be prepared. The Boy Scouts mottos, and I don't know if we can legally say that or not, but be prepared, and that means, if you're making reservations on the phone, for dining or for room reservations, definitely when you get that packet at home and you're going through those reservations, call back and say, hey, I just want to walk through the reservation and make sure I got everything that I put down as a request. And at Disney, request is a request. It's not guaranteed, but it's definitely a request. The rooms team, 5 days out, look at all those requests from the reservations, and they attempt to fill those requests depending on room availability and whatnot. But definitely be prepared and have that proper documentation when you come out to Disney World. If you leave something behind at home, sometimes you need that confirmation number that sometimes Disney may or may not be able to find.
Hey, Marty, you mentioned something that happened over the last couple of days. What was it?
Well, the past couple of days, we're looking at the delayed flights coming from the United Kingdom and the terrorism act that was going on over there coming to the United States. We were finding that people who were coming back from the Disney Cruise Line were having to dump bottles of alcohol out at the airport because they had packed them. Yeah, they had packed them as a carry-on, and of course, no liquids. So, it's you got to be prepared on all aspects nowadays to, there's a guy who checked in not to the Polynesian, but it was at another resort that I was shadowing one time, and he had packed his heart machine in his carry-on bag. Well, of course, his carry-on bag, not his carry-on bag, but his regular check bag, and his check bag got delayed. And so he was kind of yelling and screaming at us because we didn't have his bag, even though it was delayed by the airline. So if you got to have something, you got to make sure you pack it in your carry-on.
Certainly some great tips there, Marty.
Well, there's some other things. Even everybody has the same black suitcase. Do something else to the bag that makes it distinguishable from everybody else. So in case if the bag does get delayed and you are on Magical Express, that way someone who's standing there looking at a sea of black suitcases, they can see that fluorescent orange handkerchief on the bag or something that will kind of identify it from everything else. That would help out, I think, a lot of aspects. If there are delayed bags, that they can go and retrieve that bag a little quicker if they can see those identifying marks on it.
Great. Marty, thanks for coming on the show.
Sure thing. My pleasure.
And Marty, we'll definitely have to have you back on. You and Steve Seifer will have the Polynesian Super Show.
Oh, awesome.
Just an
Excellent.
orgy of Polynesian going on.
Well, mahalo nui loa.
Right back at you, buddy.
Yeah, baby. What he said.
And that's it for us today.
Excellent.
This has been episode
you did
number 141 of Walt Disney World Today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, Marty Wilson, and me, Matt Hochberg, we'll see you on the next show.